This is how to turn your regular videos into stereoscopic 3D ones. The result is a binocular version just like the old ViewMaster rotary slides that were around in the 70s and earlier. The video will need to have a side tracking motion of the subject. Think of the landscape passing the window of a car or train. If you have any videos like this, and were wondering maybe just how far away those mountains or clouds were, then you can produce a 3D stereoscopic video from it. The result is a magically enhanced depth perception in 3 dimensions of faraway things that you've maybe been wondering about for years. When you try out your first video, you'll know it works when it makes you laugh. You'll need a video editor that can overlay tracks. I'm using Cyberlink Power Director, but I've also used Video Pad Editor by NCH Software. Both have free versions. The output will play on a cell phone using Google Cardboard goggles, which cost about $8 on Amazon. More expensive VR goggles work as well. The standard cell phone display aspect ratio is 16:9, so set that as the video frame size in your video editor. First, import your video. Drop it on a track in the timeline. Then find the segment that you are going to convert to 3D. For the 3D effect to work properly, the track must be as horizontal as possible and of a constant speed. I'm using this video of a natatorium in Honolulu. There's definitely a Tartarian feeling about it, here in the middle of this modern city. I think a 3D viewing of it might bring out some subtle quality that regular videos miss. Here's where I'll trim from. This segment has pretty close to flush horizontal tracking movement. Now I'll let it play till it runs out of horizontal motion. Have to backtrack a bit. Okay, now trim to the end from here. I'm gonna just scale the track display up for more accurate editing on the timeline. Now in Power Director, I'm gonna rescale the first track to fill exactly half the width of the screen. In this case, it happens to be a scale of 50%. There are convenient half-screen snapping guides to give you exactly 50%. There's vertical snapping to a 50% position as well. The top track will be the left eye's view. We're gonna make a right eye copy of it. For Power Director, hold D and click Drag Drop. Now in the viewport, I can drag the right eye track to reposition, snapping again. Now there are left and right eye views side by side. I'm gonna trim 1/4 second from the start of the left eye track. Go to the start and then right frame 15 times, for a 60 frames per second video. If your video is 30 frames per second, just take about half of that, say 7 or 8 frames. Ctrl+T splits the track. Select and delete the trimmed portion. Shift the remaining track to fill the gap. There is now a 1/4 second difference between the left and right eyes, and due to the motion, that means about a 5-foot distance between the two views. This is the virtual binocular effect. Now go and render the video. I'm using a 1920 by 1080 frame size. That's an average cell phone resolution. The video can be uploaded to YouTube and viewed on 3D goggles. Or you can download it to your cell phone and view it using Google Cardboard goggles. This is recommended for testing anyway before going to the trouble to upload it to YouTube. A few notes. If the motion is not to the right but to the left, you would trim from the right eye track, bottom, instead of the left eye track. If the motion is more fast, you would trim less time, like 1/8 of a second or less. If the motion is slower, you would trim more time, 1/2 to 1 second. There are a number of more complex varieties of this technique. See upcoming videos. Subscribe for more. Thanks.